What's up, YouTube? It's the Action Figure Grader coming back to you with another price guide. And this time it's for the Saga Collection. I don't know much about the Saga Collection, but I did receive a few requests from you guys to take a look at some recent sales prices. And there wasn't a lot of really interesting data out there. So what I did was I went back all the way to about 3 months ago to now, and I pulled up the highest price sales. And as you'd expect, it's mainly multi-packs, special kind of action figure packs, as well as vehicles. And there's some very desirable kind of box sets in this video that I would love to own in my collection if I had more room. And a couple of them I will say that I have bid on over the years and just have never won them. But let's go ahead and dig right in. But before I do that, if you like this kind of video, be sure to like the video and subscribe for future content. And I also want to say thank you to my Patreon supporters. As always, I try to release new videos to my Patreon team 24 hours early through a link on the Patreon page. If you're interested in becoming a Patreon supporter, it's patreon.com/actionfiguregrader. All right, let's dig right in. And the first one, this is a really cool one. This is called the Bounty Hunter Pack, the Hunt for the Millennium Falcon. Obviously, this is harkening back to the Empire Strikes Back on the bridge of Darth Vader's Star Destroyer. And it's got all the different bounty hunters there. What a great looking set. The box on this one was kind of beat up. It had a little bit of wear to the box, so that kept the price down a little bit. This one sold for $115 plus $13 shipping. I've seen this sell recently for as high as $175, just depending on the condition of the box. But what an awesome set. That Bossk looks like it's basically just a repack of the Power of the Force 2 version of Bossk. And you got, all the other bounty hunters along with Darth Vader there. A lot of scratching to the window. That's the other big problem with these. If you'd like to keep stuff mint in sealed box, the Saga Collection has really big windows. So it's easy to get dinged up and scratched up. And that seems to be the case with this box set. Another one, this is the Astromech Droid packs. And this is Series 1 and Series 2. These were Entertainment Earth exclusives, as you can see on the packaging in the lower left-hand corner. But these included just a number of different droids. Pretty cool looking set. So for both of these together, it was $200 on free shipping. This is the more interesting one, though. This seller didn't really kind of note it other than in the kind of description for the listing. But this one included a Hasbro standard tagged version of these Entertainment Earth exclusives. And let's see if we can zoom in on this tag. So as you guys have seen in a number of my videos, when Hasbro was doing quality control, very early production, they would tag them so they could be tracked internally at Hasbro by the different engineers. And you can see it's been signed off by quality assurance as well as the engineer QA RI number 10. So this is most likely the 10th unit produced by the actual equipment to kind of test out how they're looking, after being produced. So one of them was Hasbro standard tagged, the other one was not. But for both of them together, they sold for $160 plus $15 shipping. And for a pre-production item, I know this is kind of like 2000s-ish in terms of production, but a pretty great item. This was 2005 dated. So pretty cool to get like an early pre-production, quality control sample for $160 plus a second set. So interesting data point there. This is another really cool one. This is the Death Star briefing. I found a number of different sales for this one. It's got, all the different kind of Imperial officers. One of them being choked by Vader. It looks like it's got a kind of a rudimentary looking Tarkin there. Here's the back of the box with all the different figures that are included. You got Vader, Grand Moff Tarkin, Admiral Motti, General Tag, Chief Bast, Officer Cass, Colonel Wolf Yularen. I don't know most of these people's names, but pretty cool to see, a return to the original New Hope kind of scene. And this is a pretty desirable box set, and it commands big bucks on the secondary market. This one sold 4 bids, $232.50 plus shipping. And I found a number of other data points. I didn't include them in the actual video here, but I found data points as low as kind of 200 to 210 to about 250 to 260. So that gives you a rough price range if you're looking for that Death Star briefing box set. This is my favorite, and this is, as I alluded to at the beginning of the video, this is one I have bid on in the past. Republic Commando Delta Squad. This is obviously from the video game, from the Xbox, the original Xbox from around 2005-ish is my guess. And it includes Delta Squad, all the different clones there, along with the enemy that they were fighting against, the Geonoshi, I still can't pronounce it, the bug-looking dudes, you know, and pretty cool box art there. And I've loved this box set just because I love the video game. I played that video game to death, folks. I probably played it through 3 or 4 times, but a great box set. Lots of colors, just really desirable looking. And I've seen a few of these graded that are just mouth-watering. Just wanted to buy it so bad. This one sold for $250 plus $16 shipping. But the box on this one was pretty pristine. I've seen as low as kind of 200-ish. So that's a really nice set. This one sold for $300, and this box set looked to be in really great shape. Just a little bit of edge wear, as you'd expect on the corners. But what an awesome box set for that Republic Commando video game. Again, we've got another neat stuff collectibles massive lot, and this was 118 Saga Collection figures. Just look how big this lot of figures was. I don't even know where I'd store all these things, but this one sold for $1,235 for 118 different figures. Just incredible, plus $80 shipping. So let's call that round number about $1,300 for all of these figures. Wow. Big boy money right there. This is another cool one that I had never seen before just because I don't follow the line very closely, but this is kind of the Dagobah swamp landing crash of Luke Skywalker's X-Wing. It's got kind of the moss and stuff like that hanging off of the fuselage as well as the laser cannons there. Very cool box set, and just my first time actually seeing this. I wanted to check out the back of the box. I don't like the back of the box art that much. It does include the Dianoga, or not the Dianoga, but the swamp monster. I'm thinking of the trash compactor monster, but no, this is kind of the other swamp monster that was in the famous Empire Strikes Back scene. But a really nice box set. That sold for $90 plus $75 shipping, so that's really about $150. And this one sold for $200 plus $101 shipping. So clearly the market thinks that this is a very desirable box set. But you can get a nice close-up there of the X-Wing with all the different moss hanging off, which does come off, by the way, obviously. Here was Rogue 2 Snow Speeders from the search for Han and Luke in the Empire Strikes Back after they kind of spent the night inside the belly of a Tauntaun. I'm sure that was a lot of fun, Han and Luke. But this includes Zev Seneska along with that snow speeder. This was a Target exclusive, a little bit of tearing and wear to the actual box art. Really tough to find these box sets in mint condition, just given that it's been, 15 or 17 years now. But this one sold for $150, best offer accepted, plus $10 shipping. We're going to get into some other really high-priced vehicles now. This is the AT from the indoor battle scene. This includes the Biker Scout along with an AT driver. Pretty massive box there. And that one sold for 217 pounds, which equates to about $255 US plus another $75 shipping. But what an awesome box set that is. Next up, we've got the Imperial Shuttle. That includes the Emperor's Royal Guard along with Vader. I can only imagine how big this box set is. This is probably just a straight recast of the vintage Kenner original, if I had to guess, with updated paint apps and kind of things like that. But that one sold for $450 plus free shipping. So a couple of big space hogs for sale there. This was the Republic Gunship. We just covered the Republic Gunship in the Clone Wars box art for that video a couple of days ago, or yesterday even. That one sold for $580 plus $15.40 shipping. That's a little bit more money than what we saw for the Clone Wars version, but this is as seen on the Cartoon Network, and it's kind of has that kind of spring-loaded action lasers on the top of the turret there. Here's another example. This seller had 2 of them. Both of them did sell for $450 each. And the box art was mint and sealed box, just really nice condition. So $450 is about the going rate for the Republic Gunship. Here's another interesting one that is kind of in the Blue Line Saga kind of packaging, but this is a 12-inch Luke Skywalker with Tauntaun. Speaking of Luke and his poor Tauntaun that did not make it through the day, but this has got to be a massive item as well, given that this is in the 12-inch scale. But this sold for $180, best offer accepted on free shipping. Another mint on card figure that is pretty desirable is the mail away George Lucas in Stormtrooper disguise. I used to have one of these AFA graded, but this one sold for 125 pounds or $147, and they did ship to customers inside this clamshell. I wish that Hasbro would go back to sending off, doing these kind of mailaways where they ship them inside these clamshells, because it keeps the actual item in mint condition. So that one sold. And then this one is another one that included the mailer box. It's got a really big mailer box, obviously, in order to fit that clamshell in. That one sold. There's one still available, but one did sell for $161 or 210 Canadian dollars. So big money for that George Lucas. And obviously, they just re-released that in the Black Series scale with kind of updated packaging. Here was another interesting one. You do see a lot of autographed items for the Saga Collection. So this is Jeremy Bulloch signed Boba Fett in the Saga Collection, and you do see this a lot. A lot of different kind of autographed items. This and the Power of the Force 2 line seem to be pretty popular for getting autographs, although I think the Vintage Collection, now that you've got new Ahsokas and things like that, I would imagine if they ever re-release General Grievous, that will be another popular one to have Matthew Wood sign, who was the voice actor for General Grievous in the Clone Wars cartoons. But anyway, going back to the Jeremy Bulloch signed Boba Fett, this one sold $150, best offer accepted. Here was a graded vintage Saga collection. So not exactly Saga like some of the other items we've looked at, but I wanted to throw this one out there as well because I was pretty shocked by this price. Uncirculated 9.25 vintage Saga collection. Very similar kind of packaging to the vintage collection, but this is obviously a little bit more rudimentary figure of Greedo, but pretty cool with that orange vest there. That one sold for $182.50, so that's big money. Usually ungraded, these can go for like 15 or 20 bucks, but to get an uncirculated 9.25, again, very similar box art and packaging to the vintage collection, but these Saga collection figures are just kind of a little bit more rudimentary, not quite as desirable.